Every time you see the chick that says like this famous successful athlete took it without consent, like okay,
Wait, does he have a Hassan filter? What the is happening here? What?
athlete took it without consent, like okay, they're rich, famous, tall, extremely in shape, and then you look at the girl, you're like, you're not really. If someone was that down bad to take, would it be with you? A whole reputation, career on the line, multi-millionaire. Like first off, 99% of Western women are gonna give it up. But for the 1% that wouldn't, or the 0.1% that wouldn't, they don't look like you. You're not a lady.
Basically, his assistant.
Okay, number one, this woman is definitely attractive enough to like 99% of guys. Maybe even top 1% if she made it easy enough, okay? This is a decently attractive person. I don't know where, unless she's like hideous, but either close. So it's really weird that he's like gatekeeping her attractiveness. Sneako with this girl if she came into his DMs, 1,000,000,000,000% without a second thought. Number one, okay? Number two, it's funny, he's asking the same question that I ask, but he's asking it in the exact opposite way. I always ask this question. I don't know why rich people or like influential people, women, because why the you have to? You have so many other people that you could just, that you don't have to rape. I don't know why people do it, but they do. And like we see that over and over again, that it happens. So him being like, well, a rich person would never somebody because they could fuck other people. Why? Like what?
Sends us an Uber to where we are after the UFC fight and brings us back to the Courtyard Marriott where we were supposed to be waiting for Alex to get back from an interview, I think he said. And then we were going to go out. He was talking
Chama, he doesn't even speak English, right?
about going to strip clubs and like having a fun night while we were all in New Jersey, New York for the weekend. We wait for like 2 hours for Alex to come while his friend is on the phone talking about like kids with cancer and big money transfers and things that had to do with Alex. And we were like, hey, it's getting kind of late. Like, is Alex coming? Like, what's the plan? Should we just go back home? Because we're kind of tired. Like, if we're going to have plans, can we, like, get on with it? Because it's...
Also, think about this. A girl in her late 20s who's selling her body online with a nose ring, single, why would you, like, think about why would she reject Alex Pereira? I'm not trying to glaze. I know this is not trying to be bumbleclad. Why would she reject Alex Pereira? What is he, 6'7", 2 belts? How many titles? 4? What else are you looking for if not Alex Pereira?
He's so cringe. He's like such a fucking incel. Oh, that's such a cringy. That's such an ick statement. Oh my god. He's tall and he's got money? Like how could any girl ever say no?
It's already getting very late. At this point, I think it was like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Alright, I don't even want to hear this witch talk. I ain't gonna lie. Oh no, look at her sad. Look at her face.
What's gonna happen?
Oh, really?
I'm pushing him off of me.
Oh,
Get off.
Wait, really?
He eventually pulls my underwear and my pants down to around like halfway on my thighs, and I push him off again.
Yeah.
He gets out of bed.
You pushed him off? I know he came from a kickboxing background, but I'm pretty sure his grappling's better. If he wanted to pin you down, there's no struggle. You're out. You're out.
He starts screaming and putting his sock.
Generally, when you're a woman, okay, somebody with a lot of experience, you're not actually like in the events where guys are applying like a lot of pressure to have sex that a woman might not want to have. It's not usually like a full on like I'm full grappling you in MMA, UFC. Like usually it's just like push. So yeah, but most of the time a woman's pushing back full force, you're gonna be like the guy will generally get off not get off that way. But I don't think she's trying to claim that like, yeah, we got into like a legit grappling match and I was able to win the struggle. Like it's just stupid. Why am I listening to this? Stop linking me Sneako clips.
Clothes on.
Bro, Alex Pereira does not scream. He's never screamed. In every fight. He's the most quiet, stoic.
I'm terrified because I don't know what's happening. My pants are around my legs after I told him no and pushed him off, and he's screaming in another language. Me and my friend are looking at each other.
She doesn't even know the language. In the face-offs, this is Chama.
People are saying this girl's story is fake anyway. I have no idea. I don't know anything about her story, but that doesn't change any of the things I just said about what Sneako said. So I don't know why you're bringing that up as a counterpoint. Although the thing being linked in chat, I don't know if this would influence anything one way or another. Nice fake allegations. I hope your failed OF career produced enough money for defense lawyers. The money I'm making from all the exposure to my OnlyFans will pay well for them. If you're linking this and you think this is like proof that the allegation is fake, you're probably retarded. But I don't know if her allegations are credible or not. I haven't read anything about them. I have no opinion on them. But why don't women like this ever go to the hospital for a kit and medical examination to document proof of forcible entry, bruises, semen, etc.? She might have. I don't know if we did or if she did or didn't. I don't know anything about her. But also, remember, okay, people forget this because people hear crazy stuff about like criminal stuff sometimes, okay? Circumstantial evidence, all right, can be used to convict for crimes, which is fine, okay? Circumstantial evidence just means that there are circumstances that you've observed that like a reasonable person can infer like something happened here, basically, right? Remember that kit or kit, that this is circumstantial evidence of a rape occurring. All a rape kit can tell you basically is that somebody had sex with somebody and there might be like defensive wounds or like evidence of like, you know, some kind of rough entry, but a rape kit on its own doesn't prove rape. Okay, that doesn't work that way. Yeah, just remember that. But she might have got one too. You know, who knows? We don't know. Is there any non-circumstantial evidence for rape then? Well, I mean, direct evidence is usually eyewitness testimony or what all is considered direct evidence of a crime? Different types of direct evidence. Confessions and eyewitness accounts are examples of direct evidence. Another example of direct evidence is character evidence. This is evidence that shows how a defendant typically behaves rather than proving that the defendant committed a specific crime. Some examples of direct evidence includes eyewitness testimony and confessions. Eyewitness testimony is the most common form of direct evidence. Direct evidence is evidence that directly links a defendant to a crime. In other words, direct proof is courtroom testimonies, expert opinions, and other kinds of proof that don't require inference to establish a claim. This form of evidence can be used to demonstrate that the defendant was at the scene of the crime, committed the offense, or had the intention to commit the crime. I think it's typically as eyewitness testimony. It's going to be like by far your most common form of. Would camera footage count as direct evidence? Yeah, obviously, if it saw the crime, yeah. The thing that makes like rape so special and difficult from a mens rea point of view is the thing itself is not a crime. It's like the relationship kind of between the two people as the event is occurring, right? Like you're basically, if you punch somebody, you're never going to be able to argue in court that like, well, he wanted me to punch him, right? That just doesn't happen. But for rape, it's a lot more difficult to head down a criminal conviction pathway for that. Even if DNA can be considered circumstantial, if they find semen inside a woman alleging is that direct evidence, or I believe that's only circumstantial evidence because I don't think you have direct evidence of the crime of rape. You just have evidence that they had sex, but I believe that's only circumstantial, right? Like that would be the same as like, let's say somebody got stabbed at a person's house and you find a person's footprints there from like a unique shoe or something, or like fingerprints or something. That would only still be, I believe, circumstantial evidence because it's not direct evidence that they committed a crime. It's just the circumstances of that thing show that they were in a place at an area or whatever. They could have committed it, like circumstantial, I believe. I believe that's the case.
Okay, this is like my 40th time trying to make this video, so I'm going to try to do it again without crying.
10 minutes. I ain't got time for this bullshit. Don't care. You can have direct evidence of their mens rea. Yeah, but that's going to be really hard. That would be like in the form of them confessing something or somebody like witnessing them saying something. That, yeah, I feel like it'd be pretty hard. Not impossible, but also it doesn't matter because you don't need direct evidence to convict on things. What would be the best way to handle allegations like this if you're a celebrity? How do you even prove her wrong? Or how do we believe a person like this when there isn't much evidence? I mean, I don't know. If you didn't do anything wrong, I think if you want to make a public statement about it, you can. But I don't know, I guess. I don't have big sponsors that I have to carry through allegations, so who knows?